Hi, this is Naomi with Sword and Steel, and today I'm going to show you how I built this battlefield frame for the new Warhammer 40,000 9th edition battlefield size of 44 inches by 60 inches for 2,000 points games. Now, before you get to work, you're going to need two 1 foot by 8 foot boards that are 1 inch thick. In Canada, that means you'll get boards that are actually 11.5 inches by 96 inches long, with 3¼ of an inch thick. But we're going to rip these down, so this particular discrepancy is fine. Just make certain you measure your boards rather than go with pre-measured commercial boards. So to do this frame, you're going to need two 72 inches by 2 inches boards. You're going to need two 60 inches by 2 inches boards. You're going to need two 48 inches by 6 inch boards. And you're going to need two 44 inches by 6 inch boards. Most of my cuts are going to be using a table saw with a catch for the wood at the end. From each of my two boards, I will be cutting out a 6 inch by 96 inch board and two 2 inch by 96 inch boards. Now you can also use a jig to cut the widthways of the boards. As you see here, I'm measuring and I'm cutting the smaller cuts with a jig. However, if you don't have that, you can always use a handsaw. This one is a Japanese handsaw. I think it's called a Ryuba. It's a two-bladed hand pull saw, and it's very easy for anyone to use. It's my favorite to use outside of the table saw. You just take your time and it makes a very nice, clean cut when it's done. Now, if you don't have one of these nice saws though, you could use a jigsaw. And if you don't have a handsaw or a jigsaw, well, you can always try let's get to gluing all of these nice pieces together. Now we're going to take some wood glue and we are going to glue one 60 inch by 2 inch board to a 72 by 2 inch board, right smack dab in the middle of it, so that there are 6 inches on either side, making a lip. I used two boards instead of a thicker one board because this reduced the effects of warp on the boards. I measured 6 inches on both sides and am now lining up my marks to make certain that I've got exactly 6 inches free on either side for that big board. And now we're going to clamp them down. So we're doing it for all of the boards. However, for the shorter boards, there's going to be 2 inches on either side instead of 6 inches. So I'm just measuring it off, and then I am going to be gluing it down with wood glue in a whirly pattern and lining it up to my measurements on either side, making certain it's nice and cleanly lined up before applying clamps and not letting those clamps ruin my measurements. Lots of clamps. You need lots of clamps. After they are completely dried, at least 1 day, we're ready to remove the clamps and make holes for these standard pins. So we're going to put 2 holes in the end of every board. For the larger boards, it's going to be 2 inches widthwise and 1 inch lengthwise. And for the thinner boards, it will be 1 inch widthwise and 2 inches lengthwise. When we go to the drill press, we'll know exactly where to drill our holes in for those pins I just showed you. However, on the drill press, We are not going to be drilling all the way through here. We are only going to be drilling to make enough space for those pins. So you're drilling down about half the length of a pin. And I've already got my drill press set up to do just that. You're going to want to clamp your boards to the drill press so that they don't move around. At least that's what I do. As simple as that. And you want to do that for each end of every board. And it will look something like this. So you should be able to put your pins right in, and you can tap them in with a little hammer. You can also glue them in on one side, which is what I'll be doing later. Now, let's see how we did. I'm just gonna lay it down and make certain my pins go into the holes. If you got the holes in accurately placed for your pins, really you can just mix together some wood glue and sawdust and fill those holes, wait a day for it to dry, and then try those holes again and push down. Alright, here we go, there it is, and no playmats had to be hurt. It's got enough space for both players to lay out their strategic reserve units. As you can see, even the bigger Chaos Demon of Corn, my Bloodthirster, can fit easily on this board. You can carve into these boards, perhaps a dice tray right here, or you could lay a dice tray on top, create your own, make some terrain out of it. That could always work. Do let me know in the comments below how you would use it and how you like it. So what do you think? I'm pretty happy with it. Well, I think it works nicely. You just have to change the dimensions if you want to do one of the smaller boards. I'm liking the arena style that it plays in. It's like a chessboard. And it keeps your miniatures from falling off the table much more likely. If you happen to have long hair and accidentally get your miniatures to fall off the tables every now and then. If you have small children, it's another barrier between them and your miniatures when you're playing. If you have cats, it's where they can lie instead of being on the battlefield. Oh, the possibilities. I'm not certain what to do with it yet. I mean, I like how it looks. I could sand it down and stain it and make it like a nice wooden frame. Or I could decorate it and make it look like another piece of terrain. I mean, it could be a city center in some places and wilderness in others. I mean, I really have a lot of options before me. Thanks for watching. I hope that was useful to you. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!